Hello, welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm sharing some of my favorite wellness gadgets that I believe are worth the hype and worth the investment because there's new things coming out all the time. There's cheaper knockoff brands, and sometimes it's worth saving your money and just going low budget. But with health and wellness stuff, the quality can really make a big difference. It's like with coaching, it's like with things like supplements, paying that bit of extra money and making sure that the quality is there is actually going to elevate your health. So if you're going to spend your money, I'm just thinking it's autumn now, we're almost at Christmas. If you're thinking about what you want or what to get someone, maybe it's your birthday coming up. My birthday's in a few weeks, 20th of September. If you're looking for a treat for yourself, then maybe one of these gadgets is going to be on your list. I have used all of them personally and I still love them. A lot of them for multiple years I've been living in them. You've probably heard me talk about them before, but I wanted to do a dedicated podcast episode that you can refer back to if needed. Just a little update, got back from my holiday, was in Lanzarote with my boyfriend, had the best time ever. We had perfect weather. I was a bit worried because August can apparently get super hot. Earlier in the month, it was 40 degrees, which I think would be pretty unbearable, but it was 28, 30 degrees. And the nice thing about somewhere like Lanzarote, Canary Islands, just outside of Spain, is that they can be really hot, but also quite windy and cool. And at night, the temperature just dropped down, not so it was super cold, but it was just really lovely going out at night with the dress and not having to wear a jacket. And I did overpack, and we were staying at my boyfriend's parents' place. They have a villa out there, and we know for next time, because we're going to be going again for sure, that we only need a little cabin bag. Don't really need a check case. We have a washing machine there. We got really familiar with the island and know where we want to go back, and just spent the whole week exploring. Didn't really rest that much, so now I'm feeling a bit tired, starting my period the day after getting back. And just need another holiday, I think. And we've come back to autumn. It's fall time, the leaves are falling off the trees. The day before I went away, it was super hot. It's like a heat wave day in England, and now it's proper autumn. It's September. Love September energy, going back to school energy, Virgo energy, and it's my birthday month, so feeling really good at the moment. Hope you all had an amazing summer. But let's get into the episode. I've put them also in price order, bearing in mind that I did double check the prices again because some of them I've had for a while. And I do have discount codes for some of them. So if I do have a code, it will be in the episode show notes today. Heads up that some of them are affiliate links, so I earn a little bit of commission on each product. It doesn't cost you any more. It's actually can save you money as well with a little discount. So as we go through, I'll share the retail price, but you might be getting a 10 to 20% discount if you use my links. So price order, cheapest one, cheapest gadget that I use a few times a year is a continuous glucose monitor, a CGM. And there is a newish brand called Lingo out there in the UK and Europe. In the US, you have levels. And I actually did a podcast years ago now with one of the founders, Casey Means, and she talks about the Lingo and the benefits of blood sugar regulation on there. So if you're in the US, definitely use levels. If you're in the UK, Lingo is pretty much the comparison brand. And if you use my discount code, you get 10% off. It's going to be around £50 for a 2-week trial. If you're one of my clients or have access to the Natural Dispensary website, you get the discount on there as well. So once or twice a year, I will check in on my own blood sugar levels just to make sure everything is good. Years ago, it used to be all over the place, and getting a CGM really helped me pinpoint what meals, what carbs, what amounts of carbs, how my hormones were shifting and what that was doing to my blood sugar. The latest time at the start of the year when I did it, I found it useful, but not so much anymore because my blood sugar was quite stable, so I didn't really use the app too much, but it was good confirmation that everything I've been doing has been working. But if you have no idea what's going on with your blood sugar, if you're struggling with your health, I think it's good to check in because if your metabolic health and blood sugar control is off, if your insulin levels are off, then it really affects everything. Definitely energy, your weight, your skin, your digestion, your sleep. Anxiety can be thrown off, headaches, migraines by unstable blood sugar. So the Lingo CGM is my first recommendation, and you just want to be mindful not to become super obsessed with it because I found myself at the start doing so. Just use it as data. And I tell my clients use the 2 week trial for the first week to just gain some understanding as to what's going on, check in on your regular meals, keep everything the same, just gather the data. And then the second week, you can start to switch things up and start to try and recreate some of the good meals, see if you can find patterns and trends and try to keep your glucose levels as stable as possible. Within the app too, you can change the ranges because you scan your phone on your arm because it's a continuous glucose monitor. It goes in the back of your arm. It doesn't hurt. I always get questions about that. And you can change the levels, the scores, the ranges for the glucose because they can be a bit broad because some people with actual diabetes and insulin resistance were them. I would say the ideal ranges that you want to be shooting for is between 4 and 7 throughout the day. You want a nice little wave of your blood sugar going up and down after you've eaten, not this huge spike and crash. If it's getting too low or too high, you are going to feel it. And it will give you a little notification if your blood sugar is changing. The company that I used before, they still have them, and you can still order directly from Freestyle Libre. It's the Abbott's. Abbott's is the brand, but Abbott's create the monitor, and then Lingo uses a different app. So Lingo app is just so much more user friendly, and it's more for the average person rather than someone with full-blown diabetes. So that's my first recommendation, the Lingo CGM at around £50. The second one are blue light blocking glasses. I've got one of my pairs right here. I do have another pair. Both of them have been chewed on the arms by my dog. He has a fascination with them for some reason. And I've had them for years. They're from the company Bon Charge, which I think is probably the best company for blue light blocking glasses because of the quality of them. You can get cheap ones from Amazon, but they're just not as good. With these, if you were to look at a blue light from a little device, you know, when you've got something on at night, for example, my air filter, I actually can't see the light on it when I have these on. It's just invisible because they block the exact spectrum that you need. So if you are having a little scroll at night, which is fine to a certain point, we're human. We want to watch a bit of TV every now and then. Just pop the blue light blocking glasses on, and you can at least be protecting your hormones and your sleep, your circadian rhythm and body clock at the same time. You can, like I said, get cheaper ones, but these are my top recommendation. And once you've got them forever if you take care of them. And they retail around £100 with my discount code Viva. You can get 15% off. That will be linked in the show notes. There's tons of different frames that will suit many different face shapes. So you're going to find something that you love on there. I think they still do the service as well that you can send in your own frames or have your regular glasses turned into blue blockers, or you can get a prescription version. So that might be still a thing. Didn't actually check on that, but worth a look. Third one is an Instant Pot, which is also around the £100 mark. So an Instant Pot is a multi-system cooker. I don't have any codes or anything for this one, unfortunately. I've had mine, well, I think about 10 years plus. And they do now have, which I wish would have been a thing back then, an air fryer version, and it is a non-toxic air fryer lid. So you can, I think in America, for the Instant Pot body, get a new lid, because air fryers weren't really a thing 10 years ago, but they're not available in the UK. So if you're in the US, maybe looking to just change in the lid and getting the air fryer version. My friend Tori, she has one and said that they're really good. But I unfortunately would just need to buy a new one or a new air fryer. Haven't done that yet. But for the Instant Pot in winter, it's the best thing ever. But if you're making big meals, if you love slow cooked meats and soups and making big family meals like chilies and soups and everything, then an Instant Pot could be really good. It's like a pressure cooker. So you could do slow cooked beef cheeks or short ribs that usually take multiple hours in about 2 hours or less. You can make really good gelatinous bone broth within a couple of hours too. and it keeps all of the nutrients in there. You can also use it as a steamer. It has a non-stick stainless steel, natural, non-toxic coating. So it's not like other pressure cookers or slow cookers that have that Teflon inside. Really easy to use. Just shove everything in the pot, then throw the pot in the dishwasher. I just love mine. I go through phases of just being obsessed with it, and then it goes in the cupboard for a little bit. In winter, and up until a few months ago, I was having breakfast soup every morning, and with my histamine history, I do better with frozen leftovers as opposed to fresh food and keeping that in the fridge. So it's really easy to then defrost. So I put like my lump of frozen soup in the morning, put it on high pressure for 1 minute, and then I'll have hot, ready to made liquid soup within a few minutes. It takes time to build the pressure up, but just can't fault it. And it's just been a staple in my cooking routine for the past few years now. And that's around £100. The air fryer one is a bit more expensive, I think. I just want to check, are you addressing the healing foundations? Not sure what I mean. Well, these are the important factors that I believe that you need to address in order to be in optimal health and overcome your stubborn health issues and symptoms, whether that's chronic digestive issues, acne, hair loss, period problems, weight gain, anxiety, fatigue. I could go on. Because I want as many of you as possible to have this life-changing information, I've bundled together 6 of my juiciest and info-packed masterclasses priced at just £111. Not only are you getting these recordings, which are between 60 and 90 minutes long each, on the following subjects: the power of the subconscious mind, stress, trauma, and the nervous system, supporting your female menstrual cycle, mastering your metabolism, optimizing sleep, gut health and detox. You're also going to receive my healthy groceries shopping list and my favorite non-toxic products guide, which are both usually reserved for my one-to-one clients. Whether you're brand new to the holistic healing world or you've been trying to work on things for a while but feel stuck, I can guarantee there's something within this content that will help you to understand your next steps and what you're missing. Sometimes it's something so foundational that's being overlooked. Get instant access to the Foundations bundle today for just £111 by clicking the link in the episode show notes, and I can't wait to hear about what you've learned. Grab your pen and paper to make notes and get started today. Next is my walking pad, my desk treadmill. I got this a couple of years ago. I think the first one that I ordered, mine's from the company Home Fitness Code. No affiliation with these guys either. I think the first model that they sent out broke within a few days, but then they sent a replacement, and that one's just been the one that I've had for years now. It's worked perfectly. I don't really oil it. You should kind of lubricate it every now and then, but I'm just not great with things like that, and it's been fine. I have a standing desk, so I'll move my desk up. This desk is just from eBay or somewhere. My parents got it. So I think they're all pretty equal, but the walking pad, really good, really sturdy. It doesn't have sides or a desk or anything on there. It's separate. It's a bit heavy if you're like putting it up and down all the time. It doesn't fold away. Some of them do, but it was, when I looked earlier today, just £140 on sale. It should be 229, so it's still even at full price. Definitely worth it. I would pay that again. And it allows me to just get so many steps in. I can walk and email. I don't do client calls on it because then I just get too overstimulated and actually out of breath if I'm walking at a fast pace and talking for a full hour. But that has really changed my health and even like digestion and blood sugar. So many things. If I notice my blood sugar is spiking, the first thing I do is just go on a walk, get on my desk treadmill instead of just sitting at my desk right away. So love the walking pad. Next is the red light mask from Bon Charge and the red light box. Similar prices. So the box, the little mini handheld device, I've got that here, is around £225 retail. I'll just turn it on here so you can see. I won't shine it directly at the camera. But this mini device, you can use it for a ton of things like your scalp, so you can prop it up and help your hair growth with red light. You can use it on any injuries, you can use it on your thyroid gland. Technically, you can use it on your face. It just needs to be propped up somewhere because if you're holding it for that amount of time, your arm's just going to get really sore. but this would be a more multi-purpose option than the mask. So they have an actual mask. I don't have it with me right now. It's on charge. And the mask is really, really effective. I have before and after pictures of my skin because the difference just using that 3 to 5 times a week for 15, 20 minutes was very, very noticeable. And it's hard for me, someone like me who does a ton of things and is already healthy, to notice a difference like that was quite remarkable. The mask is a bit more expensive at £275 retail, and you do get the 15% discount with my link and code Viva in the show notes. Just love everything from Bon Charge. There is also the last item on this list because we're going in price order. The infrared saunas are really good, but I'll tell you more about them shortly. Next up is my Aura Ring. Have this on as well. I have the darker grey black colour. I feel like it just matches my vibe more. And I keep it on my middle finger. Probably should have thought it through in advance because if I get engaged, then I'm probably going to have to change my Aura Ring position because it's not really a vibe, is it? Having them next to each other, but the ring doesn't fit on any other fingers, but I'll deal with that problem when it comes to it. The Aura Ring is around 350 to £400, if I'm not mistaken, and they do sell it on the Health website, which I have a discount code for. You get 10% off on Health with my links and everything. And I have a full podcast episode if you want to learn more about the Aura Ring. I share what I like about it, what I use it for, some of the markers that I'm checking in on every day. And bearing in mind, I have one of the older models, and because I've had one since it came out, I don't have to do the membership. They just allowed long-term members not to use the membership model. I think you have to now use the membership, which is an extra little cost every month. You do get some extra bonuses that I don't, but I'm happy with just the basic cycle tracking, HRV, heart rate, steps, stress markers, all of that. So if you want to listen to the full episode and debrief, it's 207, number 207. I did on that episode, one of the only downsides I mentioned was that I thought at the time I wasn't sure if I had a fault with my ring. It turns out that I did, because one of the only flaws was that my ring sometimes wouldn't sync up and it would just not have any data for the night. But I messaged Aura and they actually said there's something wrong and they sent me a new ring, which I have now, and I've not had that issue since because it was so frustrating. The nights that I wanted the data the most, I wasn't getting it. But that was actually just a fault with my ring, so you can ignore that on the episode if I mention it. Next is the amazing air filter. In the US and Europe, it's the Air Doctor. This is just something else you probably heard me talk about. I've done podcast episodes on the amazing air and how it's different to other air filters on the model. Clean air is so important for your health. It's clean air, clean food, clean water. They're the foundations, the staples. It's not something that you necessarily are going to see an immediate difference with unless you are struggling with things like mold and asthma, sinus issues. Getting an air filter in can help you to feel a difference within a few days. But if it's just that you want to reduce your toxic load or improve your air quality, then you're not going to see immediate effects, but just trust that it is making a difference. And just with my health history now and experience with mold, I know the importance of it, especially at night. For those 8+ hours that you're sleeping, you want to make sure that you're breathing clean air. And the Air Doctor, the amazing air, they're just not comparable to any others on the market. They're getting to this particle level of mold and mycotoxins, whereas other Dyson fans and everything don't really do that. So you want to make sure that you are cleaning your air, but also cleaning the contaminants that are harmful to your health. The model that I have, that's the standard one that I recommend, is the 3500 model. So it's the just standard room size one. And with my discount code and link, you'll get £200 off, making it just £399. Then you only have to change the filters around once a year. You can hoover them down once a month to prolong the life of them a little bit, but that goes on every single day, cleaning the air in the background, don't have to think about it, and it is really supportive to my overall health. Last two now. Next one is a Vitamix blender, or just a really good blender. If I'm ever doing protein shakes or even Like my partner now will make a soup or a sauce. I'm not very creative in the kitchen, so I don't get really excited about that. And I'm always worried then leaving some sort of garlic or tomato stain or smell in there. But the powerful blenders like a Vitamix, I got mine also years ago at Costco. I think my parents bought me that for my graduation present. I didn't want to go to my graduation, so they said, "Do you want a gift instead?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll have a Vitamix." They got it from Costco, so I'm not sure how much they paid, but it was significantly cheaper than on the website. On the Vitamix website, they're probably going to range from 500 to 800 pounds, but get yourself into Costco, and I'm sure they're going to have some good deals in there. They usually do. And mine's been absolutely perfect. It's worked fine. The only thing that happened last year was that the jug that it comes with started leaking, but I'd had it for 10 years and used it almost every single day. And I just replaced it with a knockoff cheaper one from Amazon because the actual jug itself was going for over like £100. So I got one for half the price on Amazon, and it was like a really, really good dupe and just saved me a bit of money. So I would recommend if you're into protein shakes, smoothies, you can make all sorts of things in there, but just the smoothness, the creaminess that you get is really great. And if you buy a cheaper thing like a NutriBullet, I've had one of them before, just the rubber seal just starts to go moldy and you doesn't really blend properly and it's just a bit too small. So if you're going to spend your money, spend it wisely, and it could be a nice little gift to yourself or a gift for someone. Finally, it is an infrared sauna mat, one of my top wellness gadgets. Really helped me to heal from mold, help my mitochondria, exercise recovery, chronic pain, just a ton of things, detoxification. They can be quite powerful, so you'd go slowly. I got mine about 5 years ago when I moved out of my home into my flat. I was detoxing from mold. It was from Get Fit, but I looked on the website and they don't seem to have any mats on the website at the moment. Not sure if they're out of stock or something, but it was the Soma mat, Soma from Get Fit. Not sure what's going on with them, not having any available at the moment, but if I was to buy another one, it would either be the Bon Charge brand or Higher Dose. Both of them are available on Health, or you can shop directly from them, but I do have my Health discount code. And for a really good infrared sauna mat like that, these brands, it's going to be around 500 to £1,000 plus. But you get what you pay for. And the cheaper ones, I've not seen them all, but you want to be mindful of EMF exposure and just the different spectrums of red light. You're getting the best options in there. And think about what you would be paying to rent or go to a studio. It could be like £50 for a 30, 60-minute block. And if you're doing that multiple times a week, and it's also making a big difference to your health, meaning that you need less supplements, you are saving money. This is girl math in my brain. But the sauna mat is really, really powerful. Bon Charge also do a PEMF mat. Don't have one of those, so can't say, but also heard great things if you're looking for something a little bit different. It works in a bit of a different way, more of a grounding effect on the nervous system, as opposed to like a detox mitochondrial effect from the infrared sauna. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you enjoy this style of me sharing my favorite products, I did one a few weeks back now of just general products, things that I'm into lately in 2025, but this is my favorite wellness gadgets. And if you have any recommendations for future episodes, I would love to hear, and enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're up to.